Hello, how is everybody? I am going live right now. I'm just testing a couple things to make sure, and I'm going to give people a chance to hop on. I want to be able to see chat, so I am looking for that. So just give me about a minute or two, and I'm going to see if I can't bring it up on my tablet so I can see them on there. So, how is everybody today? Is everybody having a good day? Okay. Let's see here. Almost there. Okay. Give me just another minute and I will see if I can't find my chats here. Sorry about that. Let's see. I think if I just go into this. Here we go. Okay, I think I'm getting it. Just give me a couple more seconds. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can see the chats. Um, let's see. Okay. Well, I can't see the chats, but that's okay. If you have any questions or anything throughout the chats, you can chat, ask a question, and I will go back to that later and see if I can't. A second, I'm going to try one more thing. Okay. Well, I cannot see the chats, so I am just going to go on. And like I said, if you have any questions, just type them in the chats and I will look at them after I'm finished. So, all right, for those of you who do not know me or have never seen me before, my name is Alicia Markfort and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I live in St. Paul, Minnesota. I have been a demonstrator since November of 2021. And I have just recently, within the last few months, started to get more into the business side of stamping. I have been making cards and paper crafting for a very long time. I want to say probably started with scrapbooking in 1998, I think it was. Probably 98, 99. And then I think I really got more into card making probably in about 2009. And from there, I've just been going crazy. I love making cards. I love making things with paper. And that leads me here today. So today we are using the very fun Festive Friends. It is a online exclusive. Here I'm going to go to my table and there. Okay, so we are using today the Festive Friends bundle. It is a cling stamp set. So it's a red rubber stamp set. As you can see, we're using almost all the stamps today. And then it comes with a die set. And I have my dies on a magnet sheet. There are awesome dies in this set. I just absolutely love this tag die. And we have snowflakes and the cutouts for the characters. We have a sentiment label die, this super cute Christmas tree, this other Christmas tree. So yeah, so there's a lot of really cute things to this bundle. And I am going to, these are the cards that we're going to make today. Okay, so this is my first class to go. And what I'm offering for my class to go is the 4 cards that we're going to be making today. These cards. I am going, if you spend $50 in my online store, I have links in the details at the bottom of the video. If you shop with me and spend $50, after tax and shipping, and if you're using rewards, it has to be your total after that. So you will receive 4 kits to make the cards that I am showing you today for free as a thank you for placing an order in my online store. If you spend $75 and more, you'll also receive the 4 kits. Plus, you'll receive a pack of embellishments that we're using with the cards today. They're called Traditional Sparkling Sequins. So, I think maybe we should just get started. I'm really sorry I can't see your comments. Know that I will promise I will go back and I will look at them. This is my very first live class to go, so we're still kind of working out the kinks. And I thought I had the comments and I had them up earlier, but they're gone now, so sorry about that. So the first card we're going to make is this super cute snowman. He is so cute. And let me grab my, so your kit will, when you get them, you're going to get everything in an envelope like this. Okay, so for this card, I'm going to just kind of scoot this up here so you can see the card while I'm making it. Okay, so we have a cloud cover card base that you will receive, and it will be scored for you. You will receive a piece of DSP from the Peaceful Gardens DSP. You'll receive a basic white mat for the inside of your card, a piece of DSP for the let's see, this is from Traditions of Christmas DSP. You will receive a piece of basic white to die cut your sentiment. You will receive a piece of cloud cover cardstock and a piece of basic white cardstock to cut your tags and your snowflakes. I almost said snowmen, and your snowman. You will stamp your snowman and die cut them out yourself. If anything is on the card that is in the bundle, you will do that on your own. If I have a card that has something that does not come with the bundle, like a stylish shapes die or a embossing folder that doesn't come with the bundle, that will be included for you in your kit. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, and I'm going to set this out. Oh, and you'll also receive a piece of Misty Moonlight Silver Trim ribbon. You'll receive one piece that will be cut like this for your card. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to take our cloud cover card base, and we are going to, since it's already scored for you, all you have to do is fold it and burnish it, just like so. And then you're going to take your mat of DSP. I just love this Peaceful Garden DSP. It is so pretty. And we are going to adhere this to our card front. I like to use seal, but if you would rather use Any adhesive you have is fine. We're just going to place this right on the front of our card. Okay, then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our other piece of DSP and we are going to adhere that to the front. Okay, so we are going to put that not exactly in the middle, just a little lower than middle. And we're going to put that right here just like that. Okay, then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to want to die cut your tags. And with the magic of television, ta-da, these are already cut. I am going to be doing some die cutting in this video today, but to save time, I did cut a few of them. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the cloud cover tag and we are going to stamp snowflakes on it. It's maybe hard for you to see. Let's see if I can't get it here in the camera. If you can kind of see, I have some snowflakes kind of stamped as a background on the back of the tag. And for that, I used Versamark. And the reason why, normally I like to stamp color on color with my, if I'm doing like a background, but we do not have a cloud cover ink pad. There was a problem when they were making they didn't just stamp it up, it didn't come out quite right, and they're not going to give you a product that's not up to their standards. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take the snowflake stamp and I'm just gonna, because with your Versamark you use this, it is called a watermark stamp pad. Now you can use this to heat emboss and many things, but for this I'm just going to use it as a watermark. And when you stamp, and I'm just going to stamp it various all over, but when you ink it, and it's probably hard for you to see, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit and see if you can see that. But let's see here. There, you look, see it leaves that the watermark, that look. It's like stamping in the ink. So that's another use for your Versamark ink. You could just use it as a watercolor or a watermark image. So we're just going to go and we're just going to stamp our snowflake to just kind of give it. And now you don't have to go all the way down because we are going to make a little snow hill on this card. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is, now you don't have to cut another tag. You could just take a piece of basic white cardstock and fit it on here and fussy cut it around, but I wanted it to look exactly like that, and I'm just not the best at fussy cutting. So let me zoom back out here so you can see. Sorry about that. Okay. And I just like it to be perfectly rounded like how it is on the tag. So that's your call. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, because I want to make it kind of look like snow, you know. So I'm just going to tear like this and kind of go up and then down and up, just to give it kind of a rough look. And then I'm going to adhere that with seal, and we're going to take that and we're going to put that right at the bottom of our tag, just like that. Okay, so now we have our tag complete. So we're going to set that aside, and then we're going to take a piece of the basic white cardstock and we're going to stamp and color our snowman with blends. So this is normally what you're used to seeing. It's Tuxedo Black Memento ink that you can purchase through Stampin' Up. It's wonderful. But what I wanted a bigger stamp pad. I love our classic stamp pad. So what I did was, so when you see me with videos and you see me saying Tuxedo Black and it looks like this, That's why I purchased a white, for a white craft pad. So you can purchase them. It's a blank ink pad and it comes with white refill. And then you just put the inker on the pad and use it for white craft ink. Well, I found that they come blank. I mean, you have to purchase it together. So it's the white pad with the white craft re-inker. But instead of putting the craft re-inker, I put the tuxedo black re-inker. So you have to have the tuxedo black re-inker to do this. So if you see my videos going forward, you'll know. You'll be like, what the heck where did she get that? It's tuxedo memento black cake. So we're going to take our you stamp on your block, and we're going to take our snowman and we're going to ink him up and we're going to stamp him just like so. Okay, then we have our cute little chubby little snowman. He is just so darn cute. Okay. And then we are going to color him with blends. And I thought that sticking with the cloud cover, and the DSP for this is Cherry Cobbler. So we're going to use Cherry Cobbler and cloud cover blends to color our little hat and scarf. And we're going to use some pumpkin pie to color his little nose. Just like so. Okay, so I am going to start with Cherry Cobbler, and I am going to color in his scarf. And what's nice about this stamp set is when you see the thicker lines, I'm going to use those thicker areas to use as my shading. So I always start with my dark blend and go like so. And then I go back with my light to blend. And now I am working on a glass surface. I just have it covered up with my scrap paper because of the glare from the camera. So you don't have to blend right away because you get a little bit more time with the glass underneath. But if you're not, and you want that nice blend look, you need to, go back with your light right away. So we're going to just go in here and we're going to color the little stripes on this cute little stocking cap here. And then I'm going to go in with my Cherry Cobbler light to blend that in. And then I just use a circular motion, just like so, just to blend that in. And then when you use the circular motion, you will not get lines. And you do not have to worry about going all the way to your edges with it's okay to leave a little bit of white, because as this saturates into your cardstock, it will go to the edges. I mean, you can't leave a huge space, but use a little bit. So then we're going to go in with our cloud cover, our dark, just like before. I'm going to go and I'm going to make in some places for my shadow or my shading. And I'm going to do that. Let's give it that cute little look. And I think I can go, and I'm just going to go all the way through here. Just like this. And like I said, if you use your blends a different way, that's perfectly fine. This is how I learned. I learned to use my dark blend first and then go with my light. I know there is plenty of people that go the other way. They like to color in with their light, the whole thing, and then go in and put their shading in after. This is just how I learned. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Whatever you would like, how you learned, then that's the way you should do that. So now we're going to go in with the pumpkin pie. And because this is so small, you could just color him completely with the blends. But I'm just going to put a little dot of some dark where those little lines are for the carrot. I'm going to go in with my light. We're just going to blend that in a little bit. Just like so. Oh, I forgot his little cute little pom-pom on the top. Let's color that too. So we're going to go like that. And like that. How cute is that? Isn't he just so cute? I just love him. Okay, so now to add a little bit of dimension to your stamped image, I'm going to take the light blend of my cloud cover and I'm going to go on the white of the snowman just to kind of break up that white space. Now you can use the brush tip or you can use the bullet tip. The brush tip is going to be just a hair darker than using the bullet end because you're putting down more ink on the paper with the brush end. But I'm just going to go, and you don't have to go around the whole snowman, but you just want to go a little bit and kind of just makes him more real, more alive. And then I like to go around the scarf. It just brings out that image just a little, not so flat. Just like that. I'm going to add a little bit on his little belly here. And just like so. Okay, so now our snowman is ready to be die cut. Now normally I use a large Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but for the video today I'm going to bring in my little mini. He's just so cute because he fits better on my desktop. Now this is the little mini, and I am going to this works perfect with this set because with the mini you can only have something on here that's 3 inches. Well, probably could go 3 1/4. Probably at 3 1/4, but I just stay with like 3 inches. So this set works perfect for that. So if you have the mini, all the dies will run through your mini embossing. So I'm going to go in my dies and we're going to pull out our little, I keep wanting to say Santa, not the right thing, but I know it's a snowman. Okay, so I'm going to put the little die on there and I'm going to grab some Post-it tape to hold it down and to keep it into place. Just like so. You line it up. Okay, and I am going to... Now, if you would like, I already have one cut out, but you could, there is paper left here. Instead of using that small piece that's included, it's totally up to you. You could cut your tag at the same, your sentiment label at the same time, or you can cut your snowflakes right now. But I'm going to show you how to use the adhesive sticker paper to put on so that your snowflakes are easier to use. Okay, so we got this and we're going to roll him through here just like so. And it's okay if you hear a little cracking noise with your die cutting machine. And we have our snowman. Okay, isn't he cute? All right. So I want to cut some snowflakes for this, and the snowflakes are super small, and it's just easier to use the adhesive sheets, or I usually call it sticker paper, and I've already cut it to size, and I'm just going to peel off. So this is how the adhesive sheet is double-sided, so I am going to peel this off just like so, and I'm going to take my basic white cardstock and I am going to put it right on there just like this. So this way when you make a die cut, you're also making a sticker. Okay, so I'm going to put that on here. I'm going to grab my dies and we're going to cut a bunch of snowflakes. Okay, so got that one. This one. This is the one that cuts the really small snowflakes. But, I wasn't going to use them, but they're just so cute. So it's your call, use them or not. But I'm just going to cut a bunch of them right now because I have everything here and done. And then that way, if I need them for the next one, I've got them done. Okay, so I'm going to run it through here. Just like so. Okay, move this out of the way. Okay, so now, and then if any of them get stuck, you just take your pick tool and just pop them out. And I'm going to set them on top of this cloud cover. Now, there's all these little tiny ones. You do not have to use these, but I'm going to use a few of them. If they come out, if they don't come out, no worries. It's just little tiny dots of snow. Okay, we have this one. This is the one that we're using on the card. So let's get this one going here. We have this one. That's a bigger one. And let's see, I think I popped that one out already. Yes, I did. Okay. I'm just going to set these on here. I'll get this one. This one stayed in. That's all right. And then we're just going to take, and we're going to poke out what we can. Okay, so how are we doing so far? All right. I'm going to just kind of get some things out of my way here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to take our little snowman and we are going to put some dimensionals on the back of him and add him to our tag. Like this. Okay, let's take the little stickers off the back and we are going to put him right about here. Okay, and before I go any further, I'm going to bring my light cloud cover back on and we are going to ground our snowman so he does not look like he's floating in the air. So I'm going to use the bullet tip end and I'm just going to make a little bit of shadow around him. So he kind of looks like he's sitting in that snow, not just hovering above it. Okay, and we are going to then adhere this to the card. And he's going to go right here and he's going to be popped up with dimensionals. I feel so bad. I wish I could see if you guys were commenting or what you're thinking. And you can test and you can test and you can test and it just doesn't always work out that way. Okay, so we're going to take our tag and we're going to go, we're not going to go directly in the middle. We're just going to go off just a little bit to the side. And we are going to peel our backing off from our adhesive sheet. So there you go. We made a sticker. It's just a little bit easier, I think. And we're going to put him, this little cute little snowflake right there. And there you have it. And then I'm going to take another little snowflake and we're going to peel the adhesive off. And if you have a hard time getting the backing off, just use your pick tool and that will peel that right off. We're going to take and we're going to put him right here. Okay, and then with our other little snowflake, we're going to see if we can't peel that off with our adhesive sheet. Oh, maybe it's already off. Oh, it's already off. I wonder why it wouldn't come off. It's not on there. And we are going to put right about there. Now, like I said, if you want to use all the little ones, you're more than welcome to. But for time, I think we'll just We'll put him on later. Okay, so now we're going to take our sentiment label and we are going to stamp the sentiment, "We wish you a Merry Christmas." It is hard to believe that we are that time of year already, but if you want to make your own Christmas cards now, you got to start making them now. Okay, so we're going to take the "We wish you a Merry Christmas." And now because this is a cling, I'm going to stamp it on scratch first to make sure that it's straight. Because with the photopolymer stamps, you can see through it. This I can't. Well, that looks pretty straight, so I think I'm okay there. So we are going to stamp right in between those two holes. Okay, and then we are going to adhere that to the front of our card with the Misty Moonlight bow. So I'm just going to string it through that tag, and I'm going to string it through this tag, just like this. And we're going to tie it like you would tie it on a tag on a gift. Just like this. We're just going to make a simple knot. It doesn't, if you want to make it a bow, you could make it a bow, but I just wanted it like so. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of, loosen it up to get it where you want, because you want it to be on your card. And I'm going to take my snips and we're going to trim this down like that and like that. And then I want that, oh, that's not even. Let's get it to go like that. Okay, and then I'm going to just take a dimensional and I'm going to slide it underneath this tag so that it stays in place. Peel the backing off here. All right. And there you go. Oh, and that's, I was going to say, and there's card number 1, but you know what? We need to add some glitter on there. So let's look for my sequence. I guess I didn't have everything ready. I thought I did. Let's take a peek at where I put my sequence. Okay, if I can't find it, that's okay, because I have a whole bunch of them. Hold on 1 second. Okay, this is the traditional sparkling sequence. So this is what I was talking about, that if you placed a $75 purchase, you will get the kits, plus you will get a full pack of these embellishments. And now I liked the red, so I'm going to just pick off a couple and put one there. Take a little one and put it there, and we'll take the medium one and put it up there. And there you have it. There is card number 1. Isn't he cute? I just love it. All right, so now we're going to move on to the second card. And that is going to be our cute elf card. Just clean up our space a little bit. Okay. And here is our super cute little elf. He is just too cute. All right. So this will be in your kit, and you will get a piece, a whole bunch of stuff here got stuck in the envelope. So you'll also receive the envelope for your card, and then you're going to receive a garden green card base, a garden green mat, a stylish shapes die. Now, like I said, because this is not included in the bundle, I will die cut it for you. And you're going to receive a piece of basic weight for stamping, a piece of DSP from the Christmas Tags and More DSP, and another piece of DSP from that same Christmas Tags and More set, and a piece of basic white for your inside of your card. And then I'm using today the shiny Real Red ribbon. I forgot the word ribbon. What the heck? Okay, so we're going to set that aside and we're going to start with our card base. And like I said, yours will be scored for you, so all we have to do is fold and burnish. Just fold and burnish your card. And then we're going to take our cute DSP. I just love that plaid. I love this card because it reminds me like kind of like a Christmas present almost. Okay, like wrapping paper. Okay, so we're going to take our DSP and we're going to adhere it to the front, just like so. And then we're going to take our garden green mat and our other piece of DSP, and we're going to add that like this. And we're going to put that on the front. And then before we go any further, I am going to adhere the ribbon to my mat. And I'm going to turn it over, and because this is like a cheater bowl. So I'm going to turn that over and I'm put some seal, and I'm going to trim some of that off. I'm going to give you a generous piece of ribbon, and I think I'm using, I think I should have used the other piece. Well, that's all right. I have plenty of ribbon. So then we're going to put that on here, because I should have said the longer piece is to tie your bow, the shorter piece was to wrap around it. So then we have that. And then we're going to keep it flipped over, and we are going to add some more seal. And then I like to just go over the top of the ribbon to make sure that it's good and sticky stuck. Okay, we're going to take our card base, and we are going to attempt to get this on here straight. All right, it's a little bit easier with the lines, with the plaid. Okay, so now we have that. And then we're going to take our stylish shaped circle that's cut for you, and we are going to pop him on the front of our card with some dimensionals. I'm going to put 3 on here just like this. Take these backings off. All right. And we're just going to make sure that we have it so it's not on the ribbon, so that we got no bumpies. Okay. So we're going to do that. And then in your packet, you should have a banner with stylish shapes. And I'm wondering if he's still in my envelope. Remember, I had a hard time getting him out. Oh, yep, see, he's still in there. There he is. Okay, so this will also be cut for you. It's a stylish shapes banner label for your sentiment. Okay, so because I just wanted to say Merry Christmas, because the full stamp says we wish you a Merry Christmas. Well, I wanted this one to say Merry Christmas. So what we're going to do is we are going to take our stamp and we are going to clean it off, because I only want the bottom part of the sentiment. Look at this brand new clean chamois. Oh, it's going to be so hard to rub this on here for the first time. Now it's dirty. Now it's good and used. Okay, so we got our stamp clean. Okay, we're going to put that chamois aside. I just keep my chamois in a case that the stamp sets come in. Okay, so there's a couple ways to do this. You could very carefully take your tuxedo black ink, and you could very carefully turn your stamp and just do it so that the Merry Christmas go on the very edge of your, without trying to get the we wish you a Merry Christmas. Or if you don't want to do it that way, what you would do is you would take a piece of post-it note tape or post-it note or a piece of tape, anything to cover that up so that this would not get ink on it. Now I was able to get that. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over. And we're going to take our little banner label right there. And we are going to stamp on that. And I know that my Merry Christmas is at the bottom. So I'm just, because I want that in the center, I'm going to go just like that. And there you have. We have our Merry Christmas. Like I said, you could mask that out. You would just put your masking tape over the top and, ink up your stamp in your ink, and then you would take that piece of masking tape off and it would only show the Merry Christmas. Okay, so we are going to put that right here. We are going to take our ribbon, but because I used the wrong piece, I'm going to take a new piece and we are going to tie a bow with our ribbon. I just love this real red shiny ribbon. It's so pretty and it makes the most beautiful bows. I think it's because it's got that shiny side to it. All right. You don't want to hear me sing. Trust me. Okay, so we have our bow. We're going to take our snips and we're going to cut and cut. And then I'm just going to make a little bit. He's a little bit too big on this side, so we're just going to pull. And we're going to pull. And just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put my bow right there, just like that. I'm going to grab the glue dot. And I am going to take my glue dot, put it right on the bow, and we're going to stick it right here. And then I'm going to take my little cute little banner here, and then it kind of, this is what I said about it looked like a little gift. I wanted it to look like a little tag on a Christmas gift. It just reminded me of that. And with that, I am going to just put a little bit of adhesive right down on my thing. And we're just going to tuck it under here just a little bit because you still want to see the Merry Christmas. And we're going to just tuck it right like that. Okay, so we're almost done. Then all you have to do now is take your piece of basic white, and we are going to grab our elf, and we are going to ink him up with tuxedo black ink. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, and we're going to stamp him down. Our little elf. Isn't he cute? Okay, now the color in our card is garden green. I want my elf to be the same color as my card. And we do not have Stampin' Blends or a marker that is garden green, but that's okay. I mean, you could use another color green, or you could do a totally different color, but I like things to be matchy-matchy. So what I'm going to show you today is, it's like a faux watercolor technique. I think that's what it's called. But what you're going to do is you're just going to take your garden green ink, and if I had my glass exposed, I would just take my stamp pad, turn it over, and ink right on the glass to pick up the ink. But because I didn't want to, blind you guys with my lights and my glass, so I'm just taking and I'm just squeezing my ink pad to get some ink in there. Okay, so you see how I've got a little bit of ink right here and there. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take Wink of Stella. And Wink of Stella is a brush, and then it has like a glitter solution. I think it's like alcohol and glitter or something. Okay, and it's like looks kind of like our watercolor brushes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze out some of the Wink of Stella, and that's kind of like your water for your watercoloring, because you would watercolor about the same way. We're going to give it a good shake. See it now? I got some in there. Okay, I'm going to wipe some of it off because I don't want it two, but I'm going to take some and I'm going to pick up my color with my Wink of Stella. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my cute little elf. Now, I'm just going to go in like, ooh, I've got a lot of Wink of Stella on there. Woofed up. All right. And we're just going to color him in. Just like so. And I'm going to try to stay like in a line so that it doesn't look all schmooky. We're just going to color our little guy in just like so. And if you want it darker, just pick up a little bit more color. If you want it a little bit lighter, just take a little bit more of your Wink of Stella and add it with their color. This is such a fun way to color because you're getting your little glitter. And you just want to, don't do what I did and have way too much. Test on your scratch paper first. And then we're going to do his arms and his little mittens. His little elf uniform. And color his down here. Some garden green. Oh, he's just so cute. Okay, and we're going to do his hat. And now this way. Now, if you wanted, there is a garden green watercolor pencil. And you could definitely use your watercolor pencil to color. Or like I said, just use a different colored green. I'm pretty sure you could use shaded spruce. That would probably be a good color to go. All right, so here we have our cute little glittery elf. He's all ready to help Santa. All right. And then you're going to want to wipe this out so it doesn't get into your ink pad. Whatever you have, you can just use a tissue or whatever. I'm going to use an alcohol wipe because that's what I have close by. I don't know where my tissues and my things are right now. So we're just going to take and we're just going to clean that out. Like I said, if I was using just my glass mat, I would just have put the ink right on your glass mat and do it that way and then just clean up your glass mat. Okay, so we are going to use blends for the rest of him. We're going to use Real Red because the color in the DSP and the ribbon is Real Red. If you don't have Real Red, you could use Cherry Cobbler. I'm just going to color him in. And we're going to start with our dark. The color is Little Button. Just like that. Oh boy. I think I need to speed up or stop talking so much or something. I'm running out of time. I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. Okay, so there we have that. And then for his face, I'm using a medium light blend. You could use Petal Pink if you don't have any of the skin. Oh, that's the wrong one. I believe this is the one. I think the number's 900. Yeah, that's more like it. And we're just going to go, we're just going to color him in like we did with our other blending. And then what I like to do is I like to take that bullet tip and blend with my bullet tip because it's a little bit lighter than using your brush tip. I'm leaving his hair because we are going to give him crumb cake hair. So we have his face done. And now we're going to take our crumb cake blends and we're going to give him some brown hair. I'm just going to put a couple little schmooshes in there. Oh, that's not crumb cake. And we're going to go in with our light and blend that hair in. Just like so. And there we have our elf. And we are going to die cut him out so we can attach him to the front of our card. And again, I am going to do the same thing I did last time. I am going to take my little stamp emboss machine. I'm going to take some post-it note tape, or you can use a post-it note. Just don't use anything that would, or you could use washi tape. You just don't want anything that's going to tear your paper. Okay, so we're going to put our little elf guy on here. We're going to line him up. Just like that. Put him on there so he does not move. Just like that. Oops, backwards. Run him through real fast. There's our little elf guy. Isn't he cute? I think he's cute. Alright. Put that aside. So how's everybody doing today? How am I doing? I know I can't see what you're saying, but how am I doing? Am I doing okay? Okay, so we're going to turn this little guy over, and we're going to put some dimensionals on him. Okay. And he is going to go right here. We're going to grab our traditional sparkly sequence, and we're going to use some of these cute, fun gold guys. We're going to put one here, one here. We're going to take one of the littles, and we're going to go make a triangle. There, just like that. And there is card number 2. What do you guys think? I don't know if you could see the Wink of Stella, how he's just kind of glitters. Isn't he cute? So there you have card number 2. Let's go on to card number 3. And card number 3 is our sweet Santa. Okay, and you will, in your card for the Santa card, you're going to get a card base that is soft seafoam cardstock. You will get a piece of soft seafoam that has already been embossed with the Jolly Holly hybrid embossing folder. You will receive a basic white mat for the inside of your card. You will receive a basic white mat for your stamping, a soft seafoam mat, a garden green. Oh, no, sorry, these aren't mats. These are to cut your trees. My bad. These are to cut your trees. You'll receive a piece of DSP from the Tradition Gardens. You'll receive a piece of DSP from the Christmas Tags and More. And then these 2 strips are also from the Christmas Tags and More DSP. Let's grab our card here so we can see what he's going to look like when we're all done. This is our card. Okay. And I should have one more piece of soft seafoam in here for our mat. I wonder if it got stuck in the... Maybe I put him in the other ones, because I did cut 2. Maybe he's in here. If not, yep, he's in here, I think. Is this one it? Yeah. And you'll receive a piece of soft seafoam mat for the piece of holly DSP. It goes like that. That will be in your kit. And a piece of the ribbon. It has soft seafoam on one side and shaded spruce on the other. I think it came with like the Turtley Awesome. Sweet. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Okay, and we're going to fold and burnish our card base. And you're going to take your embossed, that I've already embossed for you, soft seafoam mat with the Jolly Holly hybrid embossing folder. And because it doesn't come in the bundle of the Festive Friends bundle, I will have that done already for you. The only thing you won't receive from me and kits is the stamped image. That's against Stampin' Up's policy. I'm just going to make sure that that sits flat. Okay, so now we have our card base all ready to go. So we are going to take our DSP, the Holly DSP, and we're going, oh, now I've got my stuff stuck here. Okay, I'm going to turn him over. And if you don't want, this side, you can definitely use the other side. It's a very pretty piece of DSP. All right, so we're going to take our seal, just like that, and we're going to adhere that to that soft seafoam mat. And that soft seafoam mat is just 1/8 of an inch around, so it's not as big margin. Okay, so we have that done. We're going to take our 3 strips of DSP, and now if you're not, it's up to you. However you want to use them is totally fine. But what I'm going to do is I want them, I like things straight and even, but I'm going to kind of try. I have a hard time with that, but I'm going to kind of see if I can't make them a little bit crooked and still look good. Okay, so I'm going to put adhesive on the back of all of them, just like so. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick mine up, and I'm going to take them, and I'm going to kind of just go like this on the card. We want that one like that, and you want to do your other one because we want that red one to go over the top. And we're going to kind of go like this. And then you're going to take your red, and we want that red to be just a little bit higher than the other 2 strips. Okay, then we are going to take our DSP, and we are going to turn that over, our mat with our soft seafoam, and we're going to put some dimensionals on him. And I already see that I messed up on the card, so hopefully I can fix it to show you guys. I guess I'm trying to hurry and I shouldn't. Okay, so we're going to take that. Can you see where I messed up? I forgot to put the ribbon on the embossing. I was not looking at my own instructions that I wrote. That says, before you glue anything on, you want to put your ribbon on. I'm not reading my own instructions. Okay, so we're going to take this and put that right here, just like that. And I have already cut, because remember I said I had pieces in your kit to die cut trees. Now this is up to you, okay? I like to have, because when you die cut this, the little center comes out. I thought it would be fun to have a lighter color green go inside the tree, and that matches the card base. So I'm going to take my tree, if I can pick him up, and I'm going to plop this in there, just like that. And it will fit right in there. Trust me, it will. And I'm just going to turn that over like that, and I'm going to take my seal, and I'm just going to run them across so that he sticks in there, because we're just going to glue him right down. I'm going to go like this, and we are going to put this tree, line up that bottom to the bottom of your mat, your soft seafoam mat, and I'm going just like that. And we're going to glue that down. Okay, now remember I said I messed up? Okay, I messed up. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take your sentiment tag that I have already cut out. You will die cut out your own. We want a sentiment, and this one is Santa's coming to town. Okay, so we are going to take our tuxedo black ink, and we are going to stamp that up. I'm going to stamp first to see if it's straight. It's straight. Good deal. I am going to put that in the center of my tag. Excuse me. Just like so. All right. What you should do is you're going to run your ribbon through these star-like holes that already die cut out. And I want the soft seafoam color to show. So I am just running it through like this. Okay, and I thought it's really cute to just kind of have that on. Now normally you would attach this before, but because I'm live, I like to make mistakes. So I am going to very carefully peel this up because I hadn't really pushed it down too hard yet. If you've pushed it down hard, you probably won't get it up. And I'm going to take my sentiment with my ribbon, and this will be easier if you follow the instructions, and I have the instructions correct on the PDF, I promise. I'm going to trim some of this off, and we are just going to, because the glue's already on there. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here, and we're just going to tuck that under. So see, mistakes are okay, and we're going to put that right on there, just like that. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is we are going to stamp our Santa Claus. Okay. I know I have my ink, I just used it. Oh, I put it away. You're going to take your piece of of your piece of scrap basic white that I will have in your kit, and that you will cut your sentiment label and your Santa. Okay, and we are going to stamp him. All right. Now, Santa is my all-time favorite. I love Santa Claus. It doesn't matter. What am I, 53? 54? 52? Well, whatever. And to this day, I still love Santa. He's my all. When Christmas comes, I love Santa. All right. Let's move some stuff out of my way here. Okay, we're going to color him in with Real Red Blends. And like before, we are going to start with our dark for that shading and shadow. And we're just going to go around him like so. And then we're going to take our light and we're going to go in a circular motion so we don't have lines. Like I said, don't have to worry about going all the way to the edge because these are alcohol-based markers and it will saturate into your plate paper. Sometimes if you notice if you go too far, too close, it will bleed out, kind of like going out of the lines. Okay, so we're gonna circular swoosh, 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 swoosh. And what's nice about blends is that you can, just scribble. And it looks like, oh, wow, she's really good at coloring. All right, so we've got our Real Red Santa suit done. Okay, now we're going to take our basic black blends for his mittens and his feet, for his boots. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just start with our dark. And I'm just going to go like this, whoosh, whoosh. All right, and then we're going to go with our light and blend that together. So we get a nice little shadow. It doesn't look so flat then. I love how that looks. Let's see, what do we want to color next? Next we're going to color Santa's face. And again, we're going to use one of our light skin tone blends. I'm going to start with the dark. Well, I guess I'm going to start with the brush end. And then I like to go over with the bullet tip because you'll get a little bit of lighter. It's not drastic, but it's just enough. I'm going to blend, see, pull that color in. But because you're using the bullet tip, it's just going to be a hair lighter. Color, don't forget his ears. Alright. And then I thought it would be fun. I would like to make his cheeks a little bit rosy. So I am going to take a light Flurry Flamingo. This is just totally up to you. You do not have to do this, but I'm going to give him a little bit of a, like he's out in the cold. A little bit on his cheeks and a little bit on his nose. Alright, so now we're going to pull in our stamp cut emboss machine. Okay, so I'm really sorry, you guys, for going over the hour. I know it's scheduled 2 to 3 today. This being my first live, I hope that's all right. I'm going a little bit longer because we will have one more card to make after this. And going forward, I will try to be just a hair faster. Okay, so we're going to take a piece of our tape. We're going to do the same thing we've been doing. And we're going to put this guy on here. This one may be a little bit big because I didn't cut the paper. We'll see if it works. Oh, heck yeah. And we're going to run through there. Just like that. And there we have our Santa all cut out, ready for us. Okay, put that aside. So do you guys have a mini machine? Or do you have both? I have both. I like to have, like when I go to my friend Debbie's, I always bring my little. She has the big one, but then I bring my little so that if we're stamping together, we can both use it at the same time. And it's just kind of nice to have it, the little one, you know, to make for these videos and just to have a, you know, one that I can travel with. That's kind of nice, especially if I know that it's going to be. So we're going to hear our Santa. I did not use dimensionals because we don't want it too thick to go in the mail because we already have our mat popped up. And then I'm going to grab my sequence and we're going to use some red ones. We're going to go here, here, and you always want to go in groups of 3. And then you want to make a triangle. So you go, a good way to catch the eye. It brings everything into the focal point. And there is card number 3. What do you think? So cute. Okay, the 4th and last card. I promise this will not be too long. But let me grab the card so we can see what we're doing. All right. Here is the final card. It's card number 4. When I was designing this, I thought, oh, you know, because it has 3 characters and I'm doing 4 cards, and I couldn't decide which character to use. So I thought, let's use all 3. I've been calling them the Festive Friends crew. Okay, so you will receive, this is your 4th packet. In your packet, you will receive a real red card base, a basic white mat for the inside of your card. You will receive a piece of In Color 2025-2027 DSP. It's cloud cover. I just thought this was like perfect. It kind of reminded me of a snowy sky. This is what the other side looks like. Okay, then you're going to receive a piece of basic white cardstock. This will be for your snow hill. You'll receive a piece of garden green cardstock to die cut your trees. And this is a piece of basic white cardstock for snowflakes if you choose to cut snowflakes to put on your card. Okay, so we're going to start like we've been starting here. We're going to fold and burnish our card. I'm going to take my cloud cover DSP. I'm running out of space here. Okay, we're going to add some seal onto the back of our DSP. Okay, and we are going to put him at the top, just like this. This will have the 1/4 inch margin. Okay, then we're going to take our piece of basic weight cardstock. Okay, and now we want another snow hill. So we're just going to tear this paper just like we did on that tag in the first card, and you make it however you want. You can go big hills, little hills, straight across, whatever you would like. All right. Okay, so we're going to take that and we're going to put that down. And now I'm not going to put adhesive right here because I want to tuck those trees under there. So I'm just going to avoid that right there. Okay, and we are going to line this up towards the bottom so that we have even margins all the way around. And there's our snow hill. Okay, now I'm using Santa's Coming to Town again, and I'm going to stamp that right into the snow. Okay. And again, we're going to use our Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And we're going to put that right at the bottom of our snow pile here. Okay. Just like that. All right. We're going to close our ink pad up so we don't get ink all over ourselves. And I have already cut the trees. And I am going to leave these in there again, and you do not have to, you can put them up, but what I'm going to do is I wanted these to be just a little bit darker than they were, so I am going to use, I think I used my shaded spruce. Let's see if I did. I don't remember how I did it. Yeah, and so it's just a hair darker, and I just took that and colored over it, just to give that look to it. It's totally up to you. I think it just adds just that little bit more. And then we're going to put those, I don't know, what is that? The tree trunk? I don't know, the branch maybe. Branches. We're going to line that up and we're going to put, our adhesive in there. So you see, I'm just kind of lining that up. So it goes back in that little slot there. You're not cooperating with me. Okay. We're going to flip that over. We're going to take our seal and just run it down there so that our little branches in there. And like I said, I did not adhere this all the way down. So I'm going to put the first one just a little bit lower. So he's not all the way up. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'll put that in here. Just like that. All right. Okay, we're going to take your seal and you're going to just run that across there. If you want, you could put a piece of tear and tape across it. That would work too. Okay, so we're going to overlap it just a little bit and we're going to go up just a little bit higher so they're just not in a row. And that one should almost, it goes to the top, not to the top of the card, but the top of the DSP. All right, so now we're going to take our piece of DSP that came in your kit, or your basic white cardstock, And we're going to stamp our 3 characters. Except for, I'm going to use a different piece so that it fits in my cut and emboss machine. And I have some strips, some 3-inch strips here so that they'll run through the machine. Okay, so we want to pull out all 3 of our guys. And we are going to ink it up. I like to do this where I can like see your guys' chats and talk with you. And that's what it's going to be like going from now on, I promise. But I think I just had way too much stuff go wrong yesterday and this morning, and we tested it, but you know how that goes. So I do apologize, and I apologize that we're going over an hour. All right, so we want to stamp our Santa, stamp our snowman. Aren't they cute? I just think they're so cute. I know I keep saying that, but they are. Okay, then our little elf guy. Okay, and before we die cut them out, I'm going to color them. I'm going to put that away. And for this elf, for some reason, when I saw these 3 guys together and then on the paper, I thought, before I had even colored them, I thought, oh my gosh, that elf reminds me of, from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the elf that doesn't want to be an elf, he wanted to be a dentist. And he just reminded me of him. So I thought, he's got to have a blue elf suit on because that's what he was in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, because, you know, he's part of the Misfit Toys, Misfit elf. Okay, so we're going to start with his hat. I'm going to color that in. And we're going to use this also on the snowman's hat. So, you know, like I said before, I liked everything to be matchy-matchy. And that's what's really great about Stampin' Up's products, because everything coordinates. You don't even have to think about it. The DSP matches their cardstock. The blends match. You don't even have to think about it. If you want to use Real Red, use the Real Red cardstock, the Real Red markers. Everything is the same. That is what is so great. That is what, honestly, one of the reasons why I started using Stampin' Up! Product was because I had the hardest time when I was putting cards together, and I would like, oh, I really want this pink, and then I would go, and it just didn't look right. I couldn't figure out. I'm like, well, how does this look right? This just, something's not right. Well, it was because there were 2 different color pinks, and this makes it so much easier. Again, here we're starting with the dark to pick. Whoops, I went a little crazy on the dentist elf here on his face. And it just, you know, so much easier to color coordinate because your DSP, because when you purchase DSP from Stampin' Up, it says right on the back of the package or in the catalog or online, you know, this DSP has garden green, real red, blueberry bushel, what have you. So then you know what to use. You know to use the real red cardstock. You know to use garden green. It's done for you. And also, there's like a color wheel and there's color swatches. There's all kinds of things to tell you, well, cherry cobbler goes with this. That's why, and our colors are in like a color family. So we have brights, we have subtles, we have regals, we have neutrals. So there you go. So we are almost done with our elf. We're going to take some basic black. This is not basic black, that's Misty Moonlight. And we are going to color his shoes here. Give him some boots. Okay. We're going to go in with our light. Just like so. And then we're going to take our light, medium light. We're going to leave his hair so we can color him blonde, just like the little dentist elf. And then I'm going to go in with my bullet tip and kind of bring that dark and that in there to kind of give a little bit of a light. So he kind of blends that color in. There's his little hands. I'm going to use Daffodil Delight for his hair, just like so. I'm going to take a little bit of light in there. And there you have that. Okay, and then we're going to color our snowman with the same blueberry bushel as the elf so that they match. Okay, and then his scarf. A little coloring. And see, it's not, you don't have to be perfect with the blends. They do the work for you. You don't have to worry about, oh, I gotta be so careful. They make it look like you did, though. That's for sure. All right. So we got our little scarf. We're going to do our little nose here with pumpkin pie. Our little carrot nose. And we're going to do real red for the stripes on his tassel, his stocking cap. Start with the dark and go in with your light. All right. Okay, so there's our snowman, and we're going to take our real red on our Santa suit, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start with our dark. Oh man. So it doesn't have to, you do not have to be perfect when you're coloring with, because they will not leave streaks because of the alcohol markers. You want your art, your stuff to look, you want to use blends because it's going to look like you're an artiste. Okay, so then we have our suit, and we're going to color his mittens, boots. Okay, what do you suppose I did with my other black marker? Right here, right in front of my face. And then we're going to go in with the light. And like I said, you don't have to go all the way to the end because if you give it time, it will soak in. Okay, so now we just want to color his face. Well, I hope you enjoyed today. I know I did. I know it was kind of weird not to chat with you folks, but I'm going to turn this around. We're going to blend that in with the bullet tip. Okay. All right, so now what we want to do is we're going to bring in our machine here. We're going to get all three of our guys stuck on here and cut them through. And we're going to do our snowman, do our Santa, and we're going to do our little dentist elf here. Okay. You guys still watch, like, when it comes on that time of year, this time of year, and you've got the holiday little cartoons like the Rudolph and the Frosty, and I still watch all of those. I don't have kids, but I love them. Just reminds me so much of being a kid, and I just enjoy it. I love it. Okay, need another piece of tape. Just kind of like this time of year, like Charlie Brown when the Great Pumpkin comes on. I don't ever miss that. Okay, so we're going to run our guys through. I don't think we can run them all through at the same time, but we'll get these first two guys, and then we'll have to run it through again for our elf. If I can get them to go through. Okay. What do we got going on here? Come on now. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to cut off this guy here. I think he's just a little bit too long for on here. It's not cooperating with me. All right. If you have the mini and you have a problem, stagger your plates. That is one tip with the mini. If you stagger your plates, if they're not running through, they will go through a heck of a lot easier. Okay, so we've got this. Let's get that off of there. I'm going to take our little elf guy. Another tip with your embossing plates is to always use the same plate at the bottom and the same plate at the top. That way, they don't warp as bad. You can still flip-flop them over. Like take your top and do this. Don't take this now and put it on the bottom. Okay. There we go. That. Okay, so I'm going to bring in our card. And we are going to take the Santa and the elf, and we are going to put them and adhere them on with seal so that we can pop up our snowman. Just like that. Alright, so that's what they'll look like. We're going to turn those over. I'm going to put some seal on our guys. And we're going to kind of go over like so. So it's kind of over that tree a little bit. So we can get all these chubby guys on here. And we're going to go this over this way. And it'll be like his arm is going to be pretty close to the edge there. Then we're going to take our snowman. And we're going to look for our dimensionals. And I have no idea where they are because I put them away. Or did I? Nope, I lost my dimensionals. Alright. We're going to put that. Okay, and we're going to remove the backings from our dimensionals, maybe. And we're going to put them right here. And like I said before, you want to ground your images so they don't look like they're floating. So we're going to take our cloud cover lens that's hiding way over here on this side, and we're going to use the bullet tip, and we're going to use the light one, and we're going to put a little bit of shadowing under these guys because you don't want to look like they're flying. You want to look like they're sitting in the snow. And then we're going to take, if you want, you can cut out your snowflakes and put the snowflakes on the top. I do have a couple that did come out. For time's sake, I think I'm only going to put one on here, maybe two. Put a snowflake on there that you cut out before. I'm just going to do the one for now for the time. When you get your kit, you can put on as many snowflakes as you like. So then I'm going to take some of the sequins, and that one, the sticker didn't come with it. Put one there, and we're going to put one, let's see, we want a little. I'll put one here, because like I said, you want to make that triangle, and you want it so that it goes, you want it to bring in your focal point. So we're going to make that, I'm going to stick that right about there. And there you go, card number 4. Yay, we finished. Okay, let's bring them all in here. So we have that. We've got our Santa cards. We got the Festive Friends crew. We've got our sweet little elf guy. And we have our snowman. There are your kit to go. These are the cards that you will get when you spend $50 in my online store. Oh, here, let's go on my face. Okay, so we're all done for today. This was my first live class to go. I have done lives quite a few years ago. I did, I think, one live. And it was never for a class. I think it was for like a catalog launch. So this was my very first class to go. Thank you so much for your patience. With more than just not the chat today, it was supposed to be on Facebook Live, and I had to, like I said, on Facebook pivot and go to YouTube Live, and I lost my chat. So I'm really sorry about that. But If you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact me. I have all my details. I have all my information and the details on this video. So thank you so much for watching. Um, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Talk to you later.